Hi, it's Charlene. Welcome to the Altenew August new release video hop. I love to get the most bang for my buck with my stash, so I try to come up with unique ways to use my stash for cards. Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make cards all unique from each other using one of the new release bundles from Altenew. Let's get started. So we're going to be using Chocolate Flowers Bundle. And I love this set right away because I love chocolate and I love flowers. So there you go. I wanted to show you, before I show you the bundle, I wanted to show you this trifold that Altenew provides that I think is a really helpful tool for everyone because it shows you everything that's included in the bundle. And it also shows you how to use the product. It shows you how to use the stencils, how to line them up. It gives you card making ideas and even color ideas. There you see everything that comes in the bundle, and it even gives you a couple pre-made card panels that you can just cut like right here and use them if you're in a hurry. So that's a really handy tool that's unique to Altenew that I like to show everyone. So this bundle comes with stencils, a die cut, a stamps, I should say, and then an embossing folder, which is a lot for your money that you can get. This is the stencil set. It's 4 layers. And what it does is it creates flowers and leaves. You can see I'm trying to show you here that Altenew numbers the panel so that you know which layer you're working with. They also emboss some of the images to make it really easy for you to line up each of the stencils with the previous layer. Also, you have one die cut. So what you do is you will stencil each of the layers and then you'll use that one die cut to die cut all the flowers and the foliage in one take, which is great. We also have this coordinating stamp, which I think is wonderful because it's got 2 different backgrounds and several choices for sentiments that I think you could use with just about any product on the market. So I really loved its versatility. Here are 2 cards that I had made. This one is a pretty simple 1-layer card, stenciled all the layers of the flowers so that you can see them. And then I took this die cut and I used it as an embossing folder so that you could get an indentation, an embossed image on the flowers. You'll need to consult your die cut machine to find out how you set that up, but it's a really cool technique that gives you a lot of interest in texture. This one has a lot more going on. There's a lot of layers here, stenciling the flowers, used them in a different way, took one of those backgrounds, heat embossed it with gold embossing powder over black. Be Still My Heart, that is beautiful. And here is the coordinating embossing folder that is a really pretty abstract 3D embossed image that I think, again, you could use for just about anything. And I used it on this card in the background, as you can see. So today I'm going to show you a 3rd card that I'm going to make, a 3rd technique we're going to do. And I'm hoping that you can walk away with some really good ideas on how to use these bundles to the best of your ability. So the first step will be to stencil all the layers that I showed you before with a 4-layer stencil. I am using Deep Blue Seas and Tropical Forest dye inks from Altenew, and I'm also using the mini blending brushes that Altenew provides. I love their blending brushes. They come in like 3 different sizes, and they're so good depending on the type of stencil you're using. So I highly recommend you look into their mini blending brushes. The large ones as well. They're some of my favorites. I'm also using a sticky pad behind it to adhere my card panel and my stencils to, and you can buy those sticky pads anywhere on the market, but I find it helpful to keep everything in place so that I don't have to, I could free up my hands to just ink blend. Now there are 2 ways you could set up this stencil here. You can trim a card panel to the same size as the stencil, which is 6 by 6, and then you can stencil the entire card panel and then you use that one die cut and die cut everything. Or you can do what I did, which is to trim a piece of cardstock 5.5 by 4.25, and then I layer up that stencil in the left bottom corner. So every layer of that stencil is lined up in the left bottom corner, and that way I'm sure that each of my layers lines up perfectly. It just depends on what you're more comfortable doing and what your intentions are for using the stencils. So you can see here that I've got this finished, and now I'm going to go ahead and die cut all the images out with the coordinating die cut. Now I did this behind the screen, but what I did was, instead of removing the die cut after I die cut it, I just flipped it over on its back, and now I'm adding foam tape, because you see here what I want to do is I took that embossed image I showed you earlier, placed it over the foam tape, and then I flipped it back over, and now I'm pulling off the outer part of the die cut so that all you will see remaining are the flowers and the leaves. I struggled with this technique. I've seen people do it and they are a master of this technique. I am not. You can see here the struggle is real, but I really wanted to try this technique and show you. So please excuse the mess. I do think it turned out beautifully once it was done. So now I have a little excess white, and I wanted to trim that off a bit so that you have a healthy balance of white and flowers. It's really, really a great technique if you can figure out how to use it. Now I'm adhering this to a 5.5 by 4.25 white card base. You could use a different color card base if you wanted, but I think that the white on white is pretty because the focus is on the flowers and then that embossed image that's behind it, which is quite beautiful. And then finally, I decided to add some clear enamel dots over the stamens of the flowers, the centers, because I wanted some added shine and dimension, and I thought that was perfect. I did notice that a few of the flowers did not come off of the die cut, so I'm pulling them off manually and I'm adding them to the card panel because there was a little excess white space on there that I wanted to fill up with some flowers. Again, if you were a master of this technique, you probably would have gotten this all done in one shake, but that's okay. It's all about the process, right? And having fun. So I'm just about finished with this card panel, and then I'll be able to work on the sentiment to finish the card off. And I showed you earlier the sentiments that come with the chocolate bundle set. So for me, it was just trying to decide which one I wanted to use. And what I like about these sentiments is that they're very easy to trim on your paper trimmer. You know, some sentiments, depending on the type of calligraphy that's used, it's a little bit harder to trim and you need a coordinating die, but this one is really nice because it's just a little rectangular image and you just take a paper trimmer and wham bam, you're done. So the last step now, after I have trimmed my sentiment, is to place it on my card panel and put some foam tape on it because I want it to pop off a little bit from the flowers. And that's why I die cut it in black as well, so that the sentiment would stand out just a little bit more. And I think I double layered the foam tape here because some of the flowers, if you'll recall, are popped up on foam tape, and I like that technique. So while I'm finishing my sentiment, I just wanted to tell you that we have a video hop going on today, woo, for the new August release by Altenew. All of the people that are on the hop are listed in the description box below this video. If you hop along and leave a comment, you can enter to win a prize. So please do hop along and also get inspired because you're going to find lots of wonderful inspiration on how to use all the new release products. I will also be including everything that I used in the description box below as well, so that you can see everything that's been used and you can go shopping. So I'm so excited that you joined me today. I hope that you found some inspiration on different ways to use your stash and get the most out of it. Good luck hopping along, and you have a wonderful day.